Welcome to today's practice. Take a comfortable seated position and close your eyes. Today we'll be working on the breath. We'll be working on lengthening the sides of our bodies to create more space for our breath. And especially we'll be putting our focus to creating the spaciousness so that we can find a stillness inside. I call it the inner silence. Sometimes when we go to our yoga mats, there's so much going on around us, maybe in a big class or in your home where there's a lot of other distractions to take you away from the practice. When you find a place of stillness, even with all that commotion going on around you, you can find a place of inner peace, inner silence. With your breath, just explore that inner silence, that inner spaciousness through the inflow and the outflow of the breath. Have the breath be strong and long as you draw in through the nose and out through the nose. Sometimes we are not able to find that inner silence until possibly the end of our practice in Shavasana. But oftentimes I find that if I begin my practice by focusing on the breath, that within the first few minutes, maybe my first downward facing dog, I start to get this sense of inner expansiveness, and through that space then comes the stillness, the ease, that inner silence. So explore that, be with that. Now open your eyes and come to hands and knees. And in hands and knees position, just explore the breath again. Create a nice foundation for yourself. So strong hands by spreading the fingers. Strong arms by drawing in from the fingertips all the way to the heart. And strong legs too, by pressing the toes firmly down. And now tuck your toes under. Step your hands one handprint higher than they are so that we can elongate in downward facing dog and just enjoy the breath. Begin to move in whatever way serves you in your downward facing dog. You can bend one leg and then the other and just enjoy the breath so fully. And then maintaining the strength of the arms and the legs, come to a plank position. Continue to claw the earth very fully in the plank position. Then slowly lower yourself halfway down to the earth, maintaining the strength of the arms and the legs. And then all the way to the earth. And on the in-breath, draw your heart forward. Keep the shoulders back. Keep the gaze very soft to come to a baby cobra pose. And then come back to downward facing dog. Again, claw the earth very firmly. Maintain the strength of the arms and the legs. And then come to a plank position again. So in the plank position, let's look toward the space of that inner silence. And for me, that resides in the area of the heart. So look toward the heart and just see if you can get your back body more full and more bright, but just by taking your gaze in toward the heart. Good. Then take your gaze straight forward again. And then step your right foot right between the hands. And with the back leg maintaining that strength that you had in plank position, step back to a plank position. And lift your buttocks just slightly up so that you can engage the inner thighs a little bit better and keep the engagement of the back body, just like we did by looking inward. Take the left foot right between the hands. Keep the back knee lifting so strong, the fingertips pressing into the earth, the kneecap drawing in toward the pelvis, and the gaze extending forward. Step back to downward facing dog. Enjoy 3 full, luxurious breaths as you claw the earth. Enjoy that inner silence. One more breath. Come to a plank position, and once again, lower yourself as slowly, but yet as powerfully as possible down toward the earth. And on the earth, just take the gaze of your heart forward as you draw forward in a baby cobra pose again. Just continue to draw the heads of the arm bones back and lift up from the back body. So barely use your arms in this cobra pose. Step back to downward facing dog. And in downward facing dog, maintaining the strength that we were working on before in the arms and the steadiness in the legs. Reach your right leg straight back and make sure that you don't overlift the right leg. Just keep the hips as parallel as possible and maintain a nice strong length in the leg as you draw in from the heel toward the heart, then expand out from the heart all the way back through the base of the big toe. And then release the right foot. Try it with the left. Extend the left leg straight back. Engage by spreading the toes. Take your gaze also in toward the heart to keep the lift of the back body that we were working on earlier. Draw in from the heel to the heart and then expand out again. Maintaining the lift of the right shoulder as you do. And then release the foot down. Enjoy your breath here in downward facing dog. Now step your right foot right between your hands. Place your back heel firmly down and rise up to virabhadrasana number 2. The back leg stays so steady and strong. Soften with the front thigh. Close the eyes and see how your position can become just slightly more powerful in the pose. And then open your eyes, and with this brightness of the eyes, just soften even more. Just take the thigh more parallel to the earth. Keep the breath strong. Keep your eyes soft. Nice, easy gaze, not this hard stare in the strong warrior pose. Step back to downward facing dog so that you can trade sides. With the left foot forward now, plant the back heel, rise up to virabhadrasana number 2. Just take the hands to the pelvis and see about just kind of softening down. And just kind of look around. You might even see, something that kind of takes you out of your inner space, like your kitty cat. And just see how you can just go back to your pose. Just find that inner peace, that inner silence, even with distractions around you. And then with your eyes bright, lift your arms up. Same thing, warrior 2 with the back leg strong, just soften down even more into the pose. Release to downward facing dog. Again, enjoy the breath here in downward facing dog. Enjoy the length of the side body, even as you maintain that drawing in action, drawing in toward that space of the heart, toward your space for inner silence. Then step the right foot right between the hands, come up to virabhadrasana number 2 again, and then reach the left hand back, lift your right arm up, and now with this exaggerated extension of the right side body, explore your breath. See how even as you're rooting down from the pelvis to the earth, you can get more expansiveness from the pelvis to the crown of the head, all the way out through the fingertips. Very nice. And then release back to virabhadrasana number 2, and then back to downward facing dog. Enjoy your breath in downward facing dog. Just release the head, the neck, but maintain the strength of the arms, the strength of the legs by the evidence of the spread of the toes, the lifting of the kneecaps, and change sides. Take the left foot right between the hands, lift up to virabhadrasana 2, and then reach the arm up. So this is such a beautiful goddess warrior pose here, this expression in the pose. So sometimes you just want to luxuriate in the length of the side body. But see how you can get more strength in the back leg, strengthen your pose so fully. And then from the power of the back leg, you still can just appreciate that nice long length, this kind of this welcoming feeling, expansive feeling of the left side body. And then release back to virabhadrasana 2, and then all the way back to downward facing dog. Enjoy your breath again in downward facing dog. And now walk, step, or jump your feet all the way to the front of the mat. And stand in Tadasana, mountain pose. Just have the hands to the side. Enjoy your breath. Have your eyes be bright. And now step your left leg back. Have your feet your hips parallel to the long edge of the mat. Take your hands at the hips, and with your right toes turning toward the front of the mat, the left foot parallel, just draw the right shoulder over toward the right side. So keep the hands at the pelvis and lengthen through the side body. And maintaining that length of the side body, draw now your right arm way toward the front of the mat. Just extend the right arm so fully so that you exaggerate once again the side body, just like we did in this nice goddess warrior pose we just did. And then let the hand just kind of fall where it wants to. Just take the right hand down to the shin or to a block or to the floor and expand very fully up in this full expression of triangle pose. Maintain the rootedness of the back leg, and then as you root down through the strength of the back leg, then inhale and rise up, turn to the other side. Same thing, take the hands at the hips and then turn your left toes out, draw over to the left side, expand and lengthen through the left side, reaching the left arm to the side, and then again, maintaining the length of the side body, take the left hand down to the floor, the block, wherever it works for you, the shin bone, root down into the earth with the hands, and then lift the right arm away. So the left hand is pressing down in fingertip top position or with the hand at the shin bone. The right hand is lifting up. There is full engagement from the tailbone rooting down to the earth, and from the pelvis you extend through the crown of the head and out through the fingertips. Now root down from the back foot and then inhale, rise up out of the pose. Now let's go to the other side in triangle pose. So come to the full form of the pose, taking the right hand down. And then step in to come to ardha chandrasana. So step the back foot forward and then take the right hand down and rise up. Lift up to find that full expression in the pose. So just explore this pose slightly. You might even want to explore the back leg. See how strengthening the back leg by drawing in from the heel toward the pelvis just expands your back body more. Press down into the earth with the right hand to get even more lift through the left fingertips. And then very slowly and gracefully come back through triangle pose. And then rise up out of the pose, turn to the left side, left toes extending toward the back of the mat. Come all the way to triangle pose. And when you're ready, move into ardha chandrasana, a nice balanced pose. Pressing down through the fingertips, lifting the right leg high. Just take note of the alignment of the kneecap over the ankle. Make sure the second toe is parallel to the long edge of the mat. And when you're ready, expand and lift the arm up. As you root down through the fingertips, expand and lift the right fingertips up more. And with grace and ease, and keeping that sense of inner stillness, inner spaciousness, inner silence, bend the knee with grace, with stability. Come back to triangle pose. And then root down through the back leg, inhale, and rise up out of the pose. So we'll continue to work on this sense of stability, yet strength, by coming to a standing balance pose. And so often I just like to get off the mat to root my feet as close to the earth as I can get them. So come to a standing pose with the left foot firmly down. You can bend the right knee. And if you'd like to grab hold of the right big toe or the outside of the foot, or even take a strap, we'll come to Hasta Padangustasana. So first, reach your right toes forward. Maintain this drawing in action from the toes all the way to the pelvis. And as you're ready, you can extend the right foot to the side. So the importance in this pose is not necessarily to straighten the lifted leg as much as you want to straighten the solid, earthy leg, the left leg. So keep that left leg as solid as possible. Open your heart to find that spaciousness as much as possible. And then draw back towards center, and then bend the knee and release the foot. And close your eyes for a moment here in Tadasana. Enjoy your breath. And now open your eyes and bring your weight over to your right side. And with your right foot firmly planted, take your left leg up. And as you're ready, you can extend the foot forward, grasp hold of the big toe or the outside of the foot or the strap or whatever serves you today. You can extend your right arm out to the side as you get powerful in the standing right leg. Draw the foot to the side as you're ready, just opening the pelvis so fully. Maintaining that stability, maintaining those 4 points of the standing foot, the base of the big toe, the base of the baby toes, 2 points on the heel, and then draw back to center. And as you're ready, you can come back down to Tadasana. So we're going to work toward the same form of that pose, but in an arm balance here. So come to a plank position, and in plank position, just draw yourself over to a side plank position. Place the right hand firmly down to the mat and stack the feet on top of each other. And with the legs hugging in toward each other, and if possible for you, with the right hand down, the right foot down, see if you can get as much of a full footprint on the right side as possible by lifting your pelvis high. Now lift your left arm high as you come to this side plank position with the back edge of the foot, the side edge of the foot, firmly rooted. Keep on lifting the hips high. Good. So this is be an exaggerated form of Vasisthasana. Very nice. Come back to plank position. And then draw over to the left side. So claw the earth with the fingers spread and reach the fingers toward the front of the mat as you lift your pelvis high. And again, you might even be able to get the base of the big toe down as the legs squeeze together. Then lift the arm up. Enjoy the fullness of the pose by lifting your heart. And then release your hand down. Good. Come to a child's pose here. Enjoy your breath in child's pose. See how you can just explore the spaciousness of the back body. Such a nice way in this pose with the arms extended, the buttocks reaching back to the heels Such a nice way to explore the breath. Explore the breath with the organs kind of in this contracted area. You can find more spaciousness between the back ribs. So continue to explore the breath here and find that place of inner stillness, inner silence. Have this pause between very powerful poses that we're working on today. These arm balance poses. Or I call them arm balance, even though we're on one arm and one foot. It's very much a balance pose for me. And now come out of your child's pose to come to a plank position again. And in that plank position, we're going to go to the right side again. Come to the same pose we were in, Vasisthasana, with the legs hugging in. Now, lift the left foot up. Keep the right foot grounded. So now you're so expansive in the pose. From that outer expansiveness, you find this fullness in the heart, the spaciousness in the pose. And then come to a plank position again. And then go to the other side. Take the left hand down. Claw the earth again. Lift the pelvis high. Then lift your right leg as high as possible once again to just kind of enjoy this nice open spaciousness in the pose. And then release yourself down. Come to a downward facing dog just to gain the fullness of your breath again. Enjoy downward facing dog. Two more breaths here in downward facing dog. So maintain that form of downward facing dog that is with the pelvis slightly lifted or quite a bit lifted as you come over to your right side. So once again, the right arm is rooted, the right foot is rooted, and then step your left foot like halfway on the mat. Just step the left foot in so that you can grab hold of the foot or take a strap around the foot or take your hand to the outside of the foot or the big toe, wherever it works for you. And now lift up in a balance pose. Lift up the left foot and then extend the left foot really strong to the sky. Now lift your heart to the sky. Just continue to take the head of the left arm bone back to reach your gaze up toward the sky. Very nice. And then come back to downward facing dog. Enjoy your breath in downward facing dog. Claw the earth with the hands. And then step your right foot halfway. Ground the left foot. Or do it the opposite way. Just first root down through the left foot and then step the right foot, whichever works for you. And then, as you're ready, take hold of the foot in whatever way serves you. Keep lifting your pelvis high, and then extend the foot all the way to the sky. So that back left foot is grounded so fully, the right foot is lifting, the heart is lifting, the shoulder is drawing back to reveal the heart, and all the spaciousness that you've been working on through the poses and through the breath is revealed in the fullness of this pose. Very nice. And then release out of the pose. Come to child's pose again. Enjoy your breath in child's pose. And now open your eyes and come to Dandasana with the feet forward. So we've worked on the opening of the pelvis. And so now in the seated pose, with the hands pressing down firmly into the earth, you should be able to move slightly forward on those sit bones, those rocker bones. So rock slightly forward on the sit bones, but continue to press down through the earth so that you lengthen the side body and take the heads of the arm bones back. Just as we did in Vasisthasana, with the legs hugging in so firmly toward each other in the first version of Vasisthasana. Continue that in Dandasana, this hugging in action to engage the legs very fully. Good. Keep the heart lifted. Good. So we'll continue this work of opening the hips there by bending the left knee. And just come in Sukhasana with the left leg now. And then lift your right thigh up. So you lift the whole right leg up and then cradle the arch of the right foot into the eye of the left elbow. Good. And if that doesn't work for you, just hold on to the foot. The left hand is holding onto the arch of the right foot. But when we do this pose, so often I see in my own practice that I'm sickling the ankle and I'm not keeping my foot as aligned as possible. So look at your foot and make sure that it is fully engaged and the toes are very bright. And if you'd like to also take the right arm around the right knee, keep the action of pressing the right thigh bone away from you so that you stay on the forward part of the sit bones. And just close your eyes and see how just rocking this cradle, just enjoying this pose, just opening the pelvis. And after some pretty strenuous arm balances, some nice easy actions, nice easy movements, and then release the leg down and take the right leg in Sukhasana, and now lift your left leg up. So first just hold on to the heel or the ankle and encourage the ankle to come in. So as you encourage the ankle to come in, the thigh moves out, and take hold of a nice cradle pose here with the arch pressing into the eye of the elbow. And again, feel free to move the legs side to side. Open the side. Continue to find that space. And now let's come into a seated twist pose. So take the left leg down, and then with the left knee forward toward the front of the mat, cross your right leg to the outside of the left thigh, and we'll come to a twist, ardha matsyendrasana. Draw the base of the big toe toward the earth and hug the inner right knee in toward the heart. Just pause here for a moment to get fullness in your breath. And then take either the hand to the outside of the knee, the elbow to the outside of the knee, or the armpit working toward the outside of the knee. Then come to the form of the pose that works for you today. Some of you can easily bind in this pose, especially after doing all this work on lengthening the side body today. But in today's practice, we're working on achieving that inner space. So find the pose that gives you a sense of that inner space. You'll see the more space you feel in this pose, the more you'll get a sense of that inner peace, that inner silence. And now release out of the pose and have your right leg down. Take the left foot to the outside of the right thigh and the knee lifting up. As I come into this twist, so often I work the arm more than the leg. So the left leg wants to just kind of take it easy in the pose in my practice. So see about taking the left inner knee just a little bit closer to your heart. Gain lots of length in the right side ribs. I even like to extend my arm up toward the sky to exaggerate that sometime before coming into the pose. That works for you today. You can close your eyes, and with the support of the left hand pressing down, come slightly more forward on your sit bones so that the pelvic points reach forward, and you're just kind of rocking slightly forward to try to find a nicer curve in the low back. Try to maintain that nice lumbar curve even in these seated twists. Come to the form of the pose that works for you today. And then, with your eyes bright, come out of the twist and back to Dandasana. So in Dandasana, the feet are forward, the thighs are pressing back, the toes are engaged, and you're continuing to keep that engagement of the fullness of the leg by drawing in from the toes all the way to the pelvis, keeping the kneecaps lifted. Now, bend your right knee. And then take the right knee to the side. Have the right foot press into the left inner thigh. And turn so that you're addressing now your left foot. You're facing toward the left foot. Take the hands wherever they might easily fall. On the toes, on the shins. Just be soft with your breath. Let the heart lead the way. Keep the right leg very active by pressing in to the left foot. Left inner thigh. And then inhale and rise up. And come to the other side. So extend the right foot forward. Take the left leg back. Now I am just going to modify this pose. I think for most of us it's pretty hard to take the left foot to the left inner thigh. So today we're just going to take the left foot to the inner right thigh. But if you'd like to come to a fuller pose, please do. Take the hands to the floor or to the shin bone. Lift the elbows up. Let your heart soften toward the earth. Continue this nice length in the pose. You might want to come to a fuller version of the pose by lifting your elbows up, reaching your heart forward, softening, creating space with the breath, creating space just through the ease, especially the out breath, to help you lengthen the side body, lengthen the backs of the legs, and then root down into the earth with the extended right leg to rise up. Lie on your back now. Have your strap ready so that you can use it in this lying down pose. Supta, padangustasana. Lift the right leg up. Have the left leg grounded. And keep that steadiness of the left leg just like we were working in the balance pose, hasta padangustasana, where we were rooting down and keeping that standing leg so strong. So imagine that that left leg is your support leg. So keep that so strong on the earth with the right leg lifted. Hold on to the strap in the right hand. Draw the right foot to the right side. Maintain that groundedness of the left leg. Extend your left arm out to support the left shoulder's rootedness to the earth. And then root down through the left leg to lift the right leg up and release out of the pose. Take the left leg up and strap the foot, or if you'd like to, you can just hold on to the foot, just like we did in Vasisthasana. Holding on to the foot very firmly, take the left foot to the side. Keep that rooted quality of the right leg. Enjoy your breath. Enjoy the fullness of the pose as the left foot extends way to the left side. The right leg keeps its stability, its strength. The top of the right thigh maintains its rooted quality to the earth, and the right shoulder maintains its rooted quality. And on the next in-breath, lift the foot up, and then release the leg to the floor. Do whatever poses serve you to prepare for Shavasana. You can hug the thighs in, do pelvic rolls or happy baby, whatever works for you. To come to that place of stillness, of inner silence. Enjoy your Shavasana. Bend your knees, plant your feet, and roll over to the right side. Use your hands and your arms to support yourself. Come to Sukhasana. Have the eyes closed. Again, invite the breath to maintain this spaciousness that you achieved in the inner body. Through the brightness of the breath, expanding the inner body. Just find a place of inner silence. And honor this practice by taking that inner silence with you through the rest of your day. Take the hands in front of the heart. Lift your heart high. Namaste.